Okay, I think we're live now. Can everybody hear me? Hi, this is Peggy, oh my angels. It's a wonderful Wednesday. I'm looking in the chat to see if you guys can hear me okay, see me okay. Okay. Someone give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'd appreciate it. My end shows it's going, but I can't tell. Okay, I think we're live now. Can everybody hear me? Hi. Okay, I just posted in the chat room asking if you guys can hear me okay. Renee, I see you, and Desiree, I know you're there. Hello. I show that I'm going, so I'll go ahead and start with this. Okay, good. We got it. Renee can hear, and so can Desiree. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Wasn't sure. Gave me an error message and said to wait for 30 seconds, so I tried to wait, and so I'm just glad that we're back. Okay, you guys, thank you guys for showing up. I have some exciting news. At least I'm excited about it. We're up to 211 subscribers. Whoop, whoop. Remember when we were under 50 and we're like, oh my gosh, we can get, I was so excited then. I'm still excited. So thank you all for being here every week and supporting me. I certainly appreciate it. For those of you who are new to Oh My Angels on Wednesdays, the Wednesday show is one where you can come in and learn a little bit of angel education, find out the different angels, archangels, and some fun facts about them. But we have you come in, and in the chat room, if you'll pose a question that you would like to get answered from the angels, post it there. And after we get done with the angel education part, then we'll jump into the chat room and I'll get you some answers to your questions. Before we get too far into it, though, I have some very exciting news. I spoke with or chatted with Bonnie from Xanadu. She's the one that I got my t-shirts from. And I don't know, let me get this out of the way where I don't know if you guys can see my Oh My Angels t-shirt I've got on here. So she is going to run a special for your first time order, and it applies to your first time only order. You can order anything you want, and the discount code or coupon that you apply at the end is all capital letters OOH My Angels 22, and she'll give you 22% off the order, and that's a really good deal, you guys. I'm just so thankful. So thanks again for your support. It's Bonnie. It's certainly appreciated. You're just fantastic. She's a small company, and so I'm going to support her like she supports us. So, but again, if you go to her website, it's spelled. I had to write it out because I misspell it. Let me look one more time. X. I was going to be all smooth about this. Now I'm not. That's all right. You guys take me the way I am, so it works out good. It is spelled xenadu.com. Again, xenadu.com. And if you'll type in on your first order, all capital letters OOH, My Angel, with an S on the end, 22, and you'll get 22% off your first order. Again, it's an excellent deal, and she's got some brand new shirts out there. They're just, I'd like to have one of each, but I'm not there yet. And this shirt is kind of over big on me. I've lost some, down 30 pounds, so my clothes are getting kind of baggy on me. So we'll get there where they look better, but they're so comfortable, and I just love them. So anyhow, just wanted to let you guys know about that before I forgot. So let's get on with today's show. The angel that we're going to talk about today is Archangel Raguel. And I after reading some of the information about him, I thought, oh my gosh, this is something we really, really, or at least I really, really needed to know. It's my mind just had a space here. When I do the archangels and I research them and look at them and stuff, to me it's just amazing how they fall in with the readings. You know, if you guys looked at Monday's reading and then today's reading, and then I know what's coming up Friday, to have Archangel Raguel come in for today was just amazing. And I think this is one angel that a lot of us, especially me, need right now. So let's find some information out about him. Raguel's name translates as friend of God, which tells you everything about the kind of energy this angel carries. He is not distant or intimidating. He is literally described as a friend. Raguel is almost always referred to as the archangel of justice, fairness, harmony, and redemption. His main role is to ensure that God's will is done in human relationships so people can experience fairness and peace. So if you've been in a situation lately that feels deeply unfair, Raguel is your angel. He's been described as like having a best friend who is a combination attorney, spiritual counselor, therapist, and motivational coach. Can you imagine having all of that in one angel? I mean, talk about somebody that covers all the bases, right? He's enthusiastic, he's friendly, and will energize you when you need a boost. And he's been right there with me, helping me for the last couple of weeks, let me tell you. His chief role in heaven is to oversee all of the other archangels and angels. He ensures that they are all working well together in a harmonious and orderly fashion according to divine order. So Raguel is basically the manager of all the angels we've been learning about. So it kind of puts it into perspective, right? Raguel also loves to be a champion to the underdogs, and he can help those who feel slighted or mistreated become more empowered and respected. So if you've ever felt overlooked, dismissed, or treated unfairly, Raguel sees you and he is ready to go to bat for you. But remember, none of the angels can help us unless we ask for help, right? He's a wonderful resolver of conflicts. If you've had an argument with someone and you need closure, ask Raguel to intervene. He bridges understanding in difficult misunderstandings, bringing calm to situations filled with anger and misunderstanding. So before you send that angry text or that email, call on Raguel first. This I found really interesting. He witnessed the creation of the foundations of the earth and he rejoiced about it. And when Lucifer rebelled against God, Raguel stayed loyal to his father. He has been faithful and present since the very beginning of everything. He is a patron of spiritual exorcists, and in this role, he protects priests and mediums against powerful evil spirits. So for anyone who does spiritual work, including angel readers like me, Raguel has your back. In the book of Enoch, names Raguel as one of 7 archangels who judge all who rebel against God's laws. He's right up there with Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Uriel as one of the most important angels in heaven. In art, Raguel is often depicted holding a judge's gavel, representing his work fighting injustice, and he's associated with pale blue or white light. So, when you see the pale blue light around you, that could be Raguel letting you know he's standing up for you. And if you're wanting to know how to call on Archangel Raguel, as usual, you got to ask, remember? But just like always, just ask, and then here's a little prayer. Archangel Raguel, please come into my situation right now. Bring your justice, fairness, and harmony into every relationship and circumstance in my life. Please help me resolve conflict peacefully and restore harmony where there has been discord. Please champion me as I navigate this situation and help me to feel empowered and respected. Thank you so much. Then, Watch for the pale blue light and expect things to start shifting towards fairness and peace in your situation. Because Raguel does not waste any time. Remember the saying, ask and you shall receive. So let's get on with it. Let's jump into the chat room. Let's see if anybody's posted any questions here. See if I can get this back over here. Let's see here. I'm going to have to look on my phone here again. It's not. Here we go. Renee says, Renee says, can hear you and can see you too. Yay! I feel seen, everybody. Pamela's in the house. She says, hi, Peggy. Hi, back. And Destry, he's signed on with Julie's iPad, but I know it's him. Julie's working. And Angela's in the house. Hi, honey. Glad that you're here. She's in the middle of packing and getting ready for her new venture. She and her family are moving to Texas. So I met her through some of the Mystic Fairs here in the metropolitan Kansas City area. So she's going to be sorely missed. If you follow me on Facebook, you saw the beautiful stained glass window that, or little, I guess you'd call it a sun catcher, that she had made for me, of me and Yogi. And it's just beautiful. She's got a heart as big as gold. Just this real sweetheart. So thank you, Angela, for coming in and supporting today. I want to give you guys an update too. If you followed on Sundays is the healing day. That's what I'm going to call it. We do Reiki on animals and humans, and ask you if there's anyone that you want any Reiki sent to, and I tune in. If there's not very many people, I can do it while we're on the air. Otherwise, and still after the show, I send Reiki to those that had requested it. Mark Husson, his two little boys went to the vet today, and Duncan has happened to have some teeth pulled today. So if you guys can hold him in your prayer or send healing energy, we'd appreciate it. And Duncan's waiting to meet with a doctor regarding his hips of what they're going to do. So if you guys can send any love and light and positive energy to the little guys, certainly appreciate it. And of course, even though he acts like he doesn't like it, we're going to send big love and hugs to Mark himself, because I know what it's like to be a pet parent and to worry about your baby. So big hugs, Mark. We're all behind you. And let's see here. Angel, here to support Peggy. Thank you, honey. And Brandy's here. She says, thank you, Archangel Raguel, for the Raguel info. This one touches home. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I mean, I know what's going on in your life, so yes, it does. And same here. Desiree saying, what is going on with my crabbiness? Just bizarre and easily frustrated. If you guys knew Desiree, he's one of the kindest, loving souls you'll ever meet. Just normally mild-mannered and go with the flow. Very strong in his convictions, but, not aggressive. He's just really just a genuine, nice person. And he says he's just been really, really crabby and, kind of pissy about things lately. And a lot of it has to do with this Mercury retrograde. It's bringing up things that it wants you to look at, and especially you, Desiree, there's some things that I know you're ready to let go of. You're ready to let go of, but you've got to let the universe know you truly are ready to let it go. I don't care if you have to write it out, burn it, whatever you have to do, but when it shows up and you feel that irritation come up, what I'm hearing for you is just to say, again, thank you so much for showing up, these feelings and this angst I'm having towards this situation. Thank you for showing up and reminding me that I no longer need this, nor do I want it. And so thanks for showing up, but God and the angels have my back. And then let it go. And every time it comes up, I don't care if you have to say it 15 million times, keep saying it. Okay? It works, but this way you're truly done with it. I will share with you guys after the 23rd, of something I'm releasing and letting go of that I've been working on years. So I thought for sure I had let go of it before, but obviously I haven't. And but I am. I'm going to. So on the 23rd, I'm releasing some things that it's pretty interesting how excited I am, but I don't want to give it away yet. So, but Mercury retrograde it's a wonderful time, and that's how you have to look at this. These things that are coming up, these little hiccups, if you will. I think I get emotional. I have good days and bad days. Part of my letting go is having to let go of Yogi. But it was time. I had him almost 13 years. And he was ready. What a friggin' fantastic animal baby he was. And is. He's still around me. And he's not very happy that I'm getting so upset all the time. But I have to work through it. I have to release it. I have to let it go. I was so blessed to have him in my life. But Mercury retrograde gives us this opportunity where I can go ahead. I can take until the 23rd, which is when the retrograde stops. And I have good days. This is a record. I've gone 4 days without having a cry fest. And a lot of people don't understand that, but, I feel sorry for them not understanding, because to feel this much emotion shows how much I was loved by him and how much he was loved by me. But damn, it sucks. So anyway, look at Mercury retrograde and look what it can do for you. Let it help you release, anger or sadness or fear or grief. And we have to give ourselves time to grieve and mourn. And even the situations that make us angry and frustrated, you have to let them go. And sometimes that means letting go of a relationship or a friendship or a situation that you've been emotionally tied to, and now you have to let it go. Or you can choose to stay in it. You can hold on to that grief or that anger or the irritation, but to what point? Have you learned your lesson? Have you learned what you needed to learn? With Yogi and I learned my first Yorkie. His name was Jake. Called him Jake Man, and he was the first animal that I had truly loved heart to heart. And he was brought to me by the angels. I know he was, and he saved my life as well. I was married to an extremely abusive man, and I almost died because of a situation. But Yogi's the one that saved my life there as well. So then when he passed, I know he brought me Yogi. But again, I had to grieve the situation of losing both these wonderful babies. But they both gave me the lesson that it's, I would rather have lost both of them than not to have ever had the relationship I have with them. I'm how blessed, how very, very blessed I am to have had both of them in my life. I'd never had those, I was raised with cats and dogs, but I'd never had that kind of heart to heart soul connection with an animal. And, Yogi or Jake was my first connection like that. And by the time I got Yogi, oh my God, I could read his mind. Literally, I could read his mind. He would share things with me. And it was just amazing. When I got him, he would fit around here in these parts. We have Quick Trip. I don't know where you live if you have a Quick Trip. But the 32-ounce big gulp thing or whatever, Yogi would fit in that cup. And barely look up over the edge of it. He was so friggin' tiny. And from day one, he crawled up my neck and curled up around my neck, and that was it. He was mine. We had a connection that was just, again, truly blessed. So, but what I have to know is that it was his time to move on. He completed the jobs he was supposed to do to help me out through all the stuff he helped me out. That little boy went through hell with me and back. And he was my lifeline. But he still is, just from the other side. but it was time. There's some changes, big changes coming up in my life over the next 12 months. And I've known they were coming. Uh, but again, it's change, right? And I had to go through everything I went through with Yogi to be able to release it and where I can move forward. He would be very disappointed if I didn't move forward. People have asked me, you're going to get another one? Well, the answer is yes, I am. Most definitely. But I've already told Yogi and Jake to wait till after the first of the year. I don't want to um, get another little baby right now. I've got a lot on my plate. And again, I'm hearing divine timing. So I know that they're working on it. Um, and I know when the timing's right, I'll get a new baby. And you guys will be a part of that. I'll introduce you immediately. So another thing too, somebody had asked me, they said, what's this OMA family? Well, OMA is All My Angels. So if you hear me say, okay, OMA family, that means all my angels family. So you guys are my OMA family. So that's what I say. So I hope that answers some of the questions. I didn't mean to get all emotional there with Yogi, but it is what it is. Let's see what else got in here. Pamela says, "What if you don't know what angels does what? Can you just ask for whatever angel that can help you?" Absolutely. I have to tell you, when I first started doing this, if you haven't heard the story, I wanted to postpone it, right? Because I said, "Oh, I got to memorize all the archangels and the other angels and the different categories and what colors are associated with them and who does what and whatever." And I'm telling you, Archangel Michael stepped in and said, no. When you need to know a specific angel's name or what specific thing they do, we'll give you the information when you need it. And he said, until then, all you have to do is call them the angels. You don't have to call them by name. We as humans are the ones that name them, right? So, because we have to label everything, right? But calling any of them, say, I call them and say, God and angels, I need your help. This is what I need help with. And then usually I have to ask them to help me release it where they can do what they need to do to make things better. And then one of the things that I just talk to them like I'm talking to you guys. And I ask them to help me to my highest good, whatever that might be, because I sure as heck don't know. I had a discussion with somebody recently about moving and, how many times I've moved in the last 10 or 15 years. Number one, it's nobody's business how many times I've moved. Number two, the last 3 moves I've made is because the angels have asked me to do so. So that's called being, trust and stepping out in faith. I don't always know what's coming up. I've learned that when I'm being guided to do something that strongly, I go with the flow and everything works out. So, yeah, Pamela, call on any of them, I usually call Archangel Michael first because he's mine. That's how I feel about it. He let me know. And, but I do a lot of healing work. So Archangel Raphael is for healing, but you can call on any of them. I mean, and they'll all show up, the thing is that we have to ask, and that's one of the biggest lessons I had to learn is to ask for help. I wasn't raised to ask for help, because that shows you you're weak. Who are you? In fact, my father would say, how dare you ask God and the angels for anything? You're not worthy to ask him anything. And I'm like, wow, as a little kid, that's like, woo, guess I got put in my place, huh? And so then when I started actually talking with it, I talked to the angels when I was real little, but I never, it was from a child's perspective. They were my friends. They were they brought me comfort. I had a very volatile household I lived in, and I always felt safe with them around. So, but as you get older, you kind of shut things down, especially when you get grounded for it, And so, I mean, I didn't know who to call on other than Archangel Michael, so they don't care. It's just a name to them. They know what's in your heart, And once you ask the question, the second key is to listen and pay attention to when the answers come back to you. And when I first started doing, I'm going to say, quote, official readings, I told Archangel Michael, because I've been on the other side of the table where I've gone to a psychic or a medium and I've asked for, asked questions. And the majority of the people that I've met are sincere and truth, but there's some people that, don't necessarily do what they say they can do. So I would ask Archangel Michael to help me discern, what was truth and what wasn't. And that if somebody was sitting across the table from me and was asking me a question, I asked the angels to guide me, because some people feel, right? They feel a presence, or they feel emotion, or they feel whatever. And some people, they just hear, So I asked the angels to give me the verbiage to, whenever the message came through to the person I was giving the message to, that I would use the verbiage that would most resonate with my client, right? And it worked. Sometimes when I'm doing a reading, I'll say, well, what I'm hearing for you is blah, 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 or what I'm seeing for you is blah, 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 or what I feel is, So I'm doing that guided on the information that they're giving me, to where they can effectively touch that person's life in a manner that they're going to open up and hear or feel or see the message. Does that make sense? So yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter on who you call on. Pamela says, when I was sick and had in-home care, my Reese's used to come out and check out each worker. Reese's, maybe nurses. She stood in between us. That's the only time she would come out of hiding if a stranger was there. I know there is. Is that your animal? Am I reading this right, Pam? Or did autocorrect step in? Yeah, animals are really smart. Yogi, I don't know what happened to him when I was living in California. I had gotten into an emergency room hospital. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. Had gallbladder attack and surgery and something else. And when I got home, from that point on, Yogi didn't care for men, and Yogi did not like it for anybody to get too close in my space. He was super protective. And when he liked you, and there was no getting around that. But if he didn't like you, you also knew that as well. And then animals are very in tune with that. Pam said she was my little kitty. Aren't they? Their animals are smart. They're so protective. We had a calico cat when I was younger, who saved my mother's life. My mother attempted suicide, and she was in the garage. She had got in the garage and started the car and had the garage door down. And the cat never liked my father anyway. And the cat went into their bedroom and scratched the hell out of him and woke him up. And he went chasing after the cat and got to the garage door and heard the car running. And that's what happened. So, but again, animals are smart. They're very, very smart. And I told you guys when I had my double mastectomy, Yogi, when I came home, he laid up on my stomach and just gave me some loving. And he tried to absorb my pain. And it caused him to have a seizure. They help us in any way they can, They feel like that's their responsibility. So we're actually, I think of, in the animal world, I think we're their pets, right? So I like thinking of that way. So, let's see what else. I'm looking to see what else, if I've missed something in here. I think animals are the best. Pam saying she hid if she heard anyone come to the house. I think she was making sure that those workers were taking good care of her mommy. Oh yeah, they're I love them. I just think, and that's why I was sitting here last night. Yesterday was kind of a hard day without Yogi, and I thought a year, because I told her I'm gonna wait a year. And I'm thinking, Yogi filled up this apartment with his spirit, with his, I mean, he might have been a little guy, but he had a huge personality and his energy just filled up this apartment. And now without him, it's very empty, you know. So I'm not going to wait a year. I'll tell you that right now. I'm hoping to hold off to the first of the year. And one of the reasons for that being is I was gifted a ticket to go see my granddaughter in December. So I won't spend Christmas alone. So I don't want to have to get a little puppy and then have to worry about going off and leaving it for, 8 to 10 days. So that's why I said, give me a chance to go out there and relax and not have to worry about, it's whoever taking care of my baby the way I like it, because let's face it, nobody takes care of our babies the way that we do. It's just not possible. It just doesn't work that way. That's where I said, what is it called when you don't hear messages, not like the sound of someone talking, but more like a message of a thought that isn't your own? Yeah, I get that all the time. A lot of times it just, I got the voice in my head, but it's not like, and I'm hearing that, okay, but I'm not hearing like an actual voice like what we hear, but I'm hearing it like you would, like you're remembering a bit in a movie, right? And that movie's playing in your head and you're hearing what's going on, but the outside world I hear, there's no sound, but in your head it's there. You know, as an adult doing this, and you read these horror stories of these people who were deemed insane because they were hearing voices. I'm thinking, shit, it's a good thing. I didn't live 50, 60 years ago. Well, I'm 69. How old am I? 68 going on 69. But you know what I'm saying? Back in the day when people who heard voices were put in insane asylums, right? So, we wouldn't be talking about this. I'd be keeping my mouth shut. So you just wonder whether or not, were those people really quote unquote insane, or were they being given messages from the other side and they were just trying to share the messages they got, right? So maybe that's just a reminder of it to us not to be so quick to judge, right? When I talk to people, nowadays about, they'll say, what do you do at your business? I said, well, I do angel readings. And they said, what's that? You read about angels? And so then I have to know, I tune into your energy and, you ask a question, I tune in and whatever comes through, then I give you the message. And they're like, oh, and then all of a sudden they have to, they walk off. But I've had some people, a couple of the people at my work, clients, who are older. This one gentleman, he's in his 80s. He goes, oh yeah, my granddaughter's all into that. And he goes, and she's pretty good at this stuff, And I said, yeah. I said, it's amazing. He goes, well, just to let you know, you can't read me. I said, well, I don't read without somebody's permission. So, you don't have to worry. He goes, well, it's a good thing. And just laughed, we let it go. Sherry says, hi, I'm sorry I'm late. Hey, you're divine timing. She says, if you're doing readings, I'd love a message about the job I applied for on Monday. Let's see. I feel like you've got a good shot at it. It feels like it's between you and one other person. And the first thing I'm going to ask is, did you send a thank you email or text or whatever kids do today, to thank them for their time? Let them know. I feel like it's something you really want. And I feel like that you want to keep your name on top. So I would send a simple thank you for their time on the interview or whatever else, that you're looking forward to working with the company, blah, 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 blah. But it feels good. I feel like if you really want it, which I feel like you do, I feel like it's yours. So keep us posted. Yeah, and she's saying claircognizance. The C's, all of them, I've never memorized them all. I just know them by the hear, see, feel, and know. So, oh, there you go. Sure. I was thinking about showing up in person. That'd probably be good. So I just wanted to stop back by and thank you for the interview and for your time. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you just keep it short, sweet, and simple, right? Um, it's just called common courtesy, you know. Just because I'm older doesn't mean that, I don't know what's going on. It was it was through Indeed, so not very personal. Yeah, but the thing about it is, a lot of people are using Indeed to help screen the process on interviewing people, and Indeed is just a tool for them to use. And a lot of people, the HR people, are not real impressed with Indeed, but they have to have, but it helps screen out the total awful people. You know what I'm saying? So even though it might have not been super personal, you got through the interview and they were impressed with it. So be thankful for Indeed. And oh, you haven't interviewed yet? Okay, so not. Okay, so you just interviewed through Indeed, and then Indeed will set it up with the company, correct? I think that's right. But I still think you've got the job. I'm hearing the job's yours if that's what you want. Okay, so just go in with just going with the attitude that it's already yours. So yeah, definitely show up in person. I would. Why not? In my what I've seen in the last, I'm going to say 6 to 10 months, is the people who are interviewing for jobs nowadays. They're like, okay, fine, I got to work, okay, but there's no genuine excitement about, oh yeah, I'd like to work for your company. I think I'd do a good job and blah blah blah. There's none of this positive attitude, and they're like, fine, I want a job, the money, yeah, it's okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're just not. Um, I don't see a lot of enthusiasm, and it just blows me away. And here again, back in the day, but my generation understood and appreciated the fact that when you went for a job interview, it was a big deal. And when you got a job, for me, I moved out at 16, and hadn't graduated from high school yet. So the money I made supported me until I got out of high school. And then I worked, sometimes 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet. So I was always super grateful that I had a job. And then as things leveled out to where I only had to work one job, I got to the point where if it was a job I really wanted, the reason I got hired on the last 3 jobs I've had is because I told the person I was interviewing with, I asked them, I said, when am I going to start? When do you want me to start? And they were like, well, we've got these other people to interview. And my response was, why would you waste your time? I'm perfect for the job. So why waste your time and their time? And I got the job because of that in all 3 instances. And I did a good job for the companies that I worked for. I've always worked hard. But again, just put it out there, be in gratitude. So, yeah, sure, I feel like if you want it, it's yours. Just, be confident and go for it. Okay? All right, let's see where we're at here. I think there was something else. I mentioned that we have 211 subscribers. I think I've already mentioned that, and I'm so thrilled and so thankful for every single one of you guys. And I've had a couple of people also who followed me on Facebook. I made all these extracts, right? Like vanilla. I think I've got 18 little bottles, or they're a 4-ounce bottle of different kinds of vanilla. Some made with rum, some made with vodka, some made with bourbon. Okay, so I've got those. I made the one I wanted the most was a cherry almond extract, and I tasted it this week, and it doesn't taste right. So I'm going to modify that one, try to add to it, and try to get it to where it works. If not, but I also started another jar of it because I want that to turn out. So I know what I did last time, so I'm going to switch it up a little bit. But I made butter extract, and it turned out good. I made the citrus one turned out. It's like so yummy. And then there was what's the other one? one called Holiday Spice, and it's yummy as well. So what I'm going to be doing over the next week, probably next week sometime. I got a recipe for to make some shortbread cookies, right? That really a shortbread cookies has no flavor to it except for the extract you put in it. So I'm going to try these different extracts and some little sample cookies. So I'm going to take them into work and have different people taste them to see whether or not they like the flavor of them, right? Oh, and a cinnamon one turned out. A cinnamon extract is like, oh, yummy. So I love to bake. That's my form of meditation. And so since I've been dieting and stuff, I haven't been baking as much because there's nobody here to eat it, right? So I've told the people at work and the customers, hey, I want to make these extracts and I'm going to test them. So I need you guys' honest input of whether it's something that you think enhanced the flavor or it was just okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings, but I need some positive feedback. And I have to make all these samples, but I don't want them leaving here at the house because guess who might eat them? So, but that's my form of meditation. So you don't have to meditate just the way everybody else does. I think I'm envious of those of you who can sit there and just tune everything out and go into a meditation. When I'm baking, and I've learned when I'm doing these extracts, that's when I can step outside myself, and that's when I get the downloads and stuff for myself. So it works out pretty good, and everybody else gets to benefit from it. Let's see. Renee says, I love shortbread cookies. Well, Renee, if you live close, there's going to be two different kinds of peppermint. There's going to be an orange mint, which I'd never heard of before. And that sounds yummy. The cinnamon, a cocoa one, a chocolate. One made with a chocolate one made with rum, and a chocolate one made with vodka. Let's see. The blueberry or the almond cherry, which is the one I really wanted. That I'm bound to determine that one's going to work out. So that'll probably not be ready now until the end of August. So I'll let you know how that one goes. But it's so simple. I never had any idea how easy it is. The time consuming is you have to shake the bottles. Can't just let them sit. You have to put them in kind of a cool, dark place or whatever, and then shake them. So I get my arm exercises when I go in and shake all these different bottles. And I think I counted the other day. I think I have, and we're talking, most of them are small bottles, right? I think I have maybe 40 different bottles, maybe a little more. I kind of went like, well, this is easy. Let's just try this one. Ooh, look at that one. That sounds good. I made a peppermint one as well. And I had one of the girls I work with, she brought me two different kinds of mint, right? So I'm going to make, we'll have this different mint cookies to see which mint flavoring or extract tastes the best. So if you guys live close, just holler. I'll let you know when the cookies are ready. Maybe I'll just take some pictures and send them to you. I wish we had a word. The smell was available over the internet. They've got to be coming out with that soon. Renee says homemade baked goods are always better. No added chemicals. I know, right? I mean, I'm enjoying it. I made that butter extract I made. That was wonderful. So then I was reading it, and you can make your own homemade butter. I'm like, well, damn. But again, I have to get a little collection of people that are ready to taste test for me. So anyhow, you do you when it comes to meditation. When I was growing up in this, I was told you have to sit there and whatever. And I always felt like Julia Roberts did in Eat, Pray, and Love, where she was, the eyes open, and looking around to see who else has had their eyes open. Because I couldn't get my mind to shut off. So for me, baking has always been, my hands are busy, and then my mind can go and do whatever it needs to do. So, yeah. Sherry says, alas, I'm in Canada. We can meet at the border. I wonder if they'd let us do that. She's just taste testing for me. Renee says, I live far away, Washington State. So you're on the West Coast. I'll be kind of close to you come December. I'm going to go see Haley, and they just recently moved to Portland. So I'm looking forward to. I have not been on the West Coast except for California, and that's been it. So I'm excited. Well, I flew into Seattle and did the Space Needle thing, and then went on an Alaskan cruise. But that's the only two places on the West Coast. So okay, you guys. Well, I guess that's it for today. I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for you guys showing up and being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, we're up to 211 people. I'm excited about that. Don't forget, I do the readings Monday morning, Wednesday mornings, and Friday mornings. You have your little messages on YouTube. And then the live show here on Wednesdays. And then we have Oh Sweet Sunday on Sundays. And Sunday is more of the, what I call my Oma Family Day. And that's where we talk about healing and put our animals, our human friends up on the healing list, and we take care of them. So until then, I'm wishing all of you blessings, light, love, and angel hugs. Take care, everybody. And again, thank you so much for being here. Goodbye now.